Before we start, please support our channel by subscribing, and click the bell icon for future notifications. Now, let's start. The film begins in 1902, a man named Orlando Oxford with his wife Emily and their son Conrad. Oxford visited his friend who a general named Kitchener on a camp in the Middle Paddock Desert in South Africa. Orlando is a nobleman the British, on that moment he works for International Red Cross. They are also accompanied by the man named Sholna who became waiter the Oxford family during trip. After Oxford talked with Kitcheners, they then met Emily who was wait outside gate. When knew just they go out tent, suddenly a shot from shooter telling hit Oxford's leg and shot next killed soldier Kitchener. Then Emily will run come over his son caught shot. Emily collapsed. Before exhale breath, Emily finally ordered to Oxford for keep away Conrad's son they from war. "12 years then Cena aircraft personal landed on the Page House luxury. Inside aircraft that it appeared that Oxford and his son Conrad had stepped on mature. Shola looks there now still serve the Oxford family in England. Oxford invites talk wrong one waiter the woman whose name is Polly, she is worrying will safety his son since the death of his wife dozen years ago. Polly is assistant personal Oxford him arrange schedule and work all something related with Oxford's mission the evening, Oxford took Conrad to the place seamstress famous name Kingsman. He ushered Conrad in and headed over to a room that has be prepared right. Conrad felt no comfortable with clothes suit coat worn. He more like clothes adventure for hunting. He's trying to convincing his father that he has grown up and not wanted treated like child little by his father. After that they meet with Kitchener together his aide named Morton. Kitchener asked help return to Oxford for escort his friend named Ferdinand from Austria during his visit to Serbia. Although Oxford SE adherence pacifism or someone who doesn't like violence he however finally agreed for help her friend it. Next switch to a very far place, one rope thick take the cable lift from wood and headed to a house above mountain. At home that it turns out already wait some people will stage meeting. Changed man just now named Rasputin him come late in meeting it. Member from meeting that are important people from each country has ambition for rule the world. Meeting that led by man bear mysterious and known with designation shepherd. Sea shepherd ask the loyalty of his followers with put on ring on each finger. Inside ring there are also pills cyanide that will swallow it if they fail in operate mission. At that time shepherd assign one its members for operate mission eliminating a man named Ferdinand. Moving moment to the car parade along which Ferdinand boarded and escorted Oxford and Conrad along troops Ferdinand's bodyguard. From direction Edge Street member Shepherd in a manner suddenly throw explosive toward Ferdinand's car, luckily Conrad swiftly fends off throw that into about car behind him. Knowing action failed, member thick that quick sneak enter return into the building. Oxford is very worried with safety his son and said to Conrad no should he asked him to, but Conrad made sure to his father that he can guard self. The shepherd's men felt his job fail and decide to swallow pill cyanide inside his ring, however before swallow pill her, he see one opportunity more to come to him. Ferdinand's current car this drove through it and will turn around direction going to him because apparently on the streets in dead end. He quick took the gun out come back to dress, moment Ferdinand's car is very close he direct stood up and shot Ferdinand along with him his wife. Bodyguard Ferdinand direct arrest member shepherded and make it not move. Meanwhile, in other places the shepherd and his members succeed operate mission for complain Russian and German sheep after the members succeed influence the king of German and Russia. Germany and Russia each other war and only in 2 years time resource from those two countries drain finished consequence war. Mission next Sea Shepherd is attracted Russia from war the through Rasputin's priest made it as if safe son of King Nicholas. Set back Russia. Make the Germans attack English with strength full. Conrad, who got letter from his cousin Felix in Russia about what happened with King Tsar Nicholas directly give news mention to Kitchener and Morton. Then they thinking about what steps must quick take it. Morton then gives suggest that England quick form troops elite for go to Russia and cleared up problem this. Conrad asked for follow together they to Russia however suddenly Oxford appears he asked for it for quick go home. Later scenes move to one where Kitchener and Morton was to do journey to Russia use a ship. However without they realize them stalked by the ship diving which is child fruit Sea Shepherd. And with one button, ship dive shoot missile lower sea going to boat Kitchener. Shot that detonate boat Kitchener and direct drown it. News dead Kitchener under attack German ships immediately spread in the mail news. At the table dined with his father, Conrad keep going speak that thing that is conspiracy for kill Ferdinand and Kitchener. See such determination from his son, Oxford took him going to a money secret that turned out there as their Polly and Shola. Oxford explained to Conrad the that during this they form organization very important intelligence for Kingdom England. Polly and Shola they sent many undercover informants waiter to various countries around the world. Past results Oxford's interrogation of the perpetrator Ferdinand's killer, as well as information made at Tsar Nicholas' residence, known that Rasputin has organization possible structure control moderate war happen. On information they decide leave to Russia for kill Rasputin. Plan A is poison Rasputin through cake and Conrad given duty for divert Rasputin's attention. At night day at Felix's residence, held a party that invites the nobles including Rasputin. Oxford and Conrad came for operate mission them. Conrad started try seducing Rasputin inside eat night nobility. However, thing that no walk smooth. Rasputin more interested in speak with his father. They also exchanged seed. Oxford then asked Rasputin to search another room for ask Rasputin help treat sore knee. In the room that there is cake that has filled poison cyanide. But Rasputin was immune to cyanide realized that he poisoned. Then he starts attack Oxford's. It wasn't long before Shola and Conrad were eavesdropping behind door enter for save Oxford. Rasputin as dancer Russian ballet overwhelms Shola deal with it. But Polly came and succeeded killed Rasputin. The shepherd angry on death and Rasputin's failure in operate the mission. He then instructs other member, Len. While Oxford and others celebrate success they with toast inside the train at a time celebrate repeat Conrad's 19th year. Moment this no wasted by Conrad for asked permission returned to his father for register as soldier. However back the father did not give he said. However Conrad I decided for register become soldier English must without approval from the father. Oxford then report to King George of invention code confidential that with destination end war. But Oxford also asked reward so that his son who has becomes member soldier assigned return to England for safety. At headquarters Big Soldier England where Conrad served. He was very disappointed when knowing that himself requested come back to Upper London ordered King George. Then he meet a corporal named Reed and Saturn for meet his father is in England. He exchange identity with Reed to order himself can follow fighting in the field battle and Reed that will return to English meet his father. Reed delivers a letter written directly by Conrad about his wish for follow can fighting on the front line. As a soldier in a letter it is also written down how war the first Conrad faced in the field battle opposed German troops. It was in the Middle Maidan War, Conrad and co his requested safe spy England are trapped inside war field with Germany. Conrad saves spy and carry him. In the morning Conrad shrugged see spies and ran going to defense troops England in the middle range shot. Suddenly an explosion fell on around them and create they overturned and entered to in defense troops England. See spy dead instantly however the magic Conrad realized still alive and well just. Head the team is very happy see Conrad succeed bring message important. Head team feel Conrad proper get medal. Then he asked his name. Conrad answered that his name is Reed. However friend Reed noticed it that he know Reed becomes suspect and assumed that he is spy enemy. Without compromise he shoot head Conrad right on his forehead. Conrad died at the hands yes friend alone. Information from successful spy saved by the deceased Conrad it turns out becomes strong evidence. Make American president begins consider for following war. However on the other hand the Russian leader declare resignation self as the country's leader as arranged previously by Rasputin. Whereas Eric's together son come over return leader they for report the possibility of America joining war. The shepherd also ordered son for contact spy those in America named DuPont for give son access so you can meet direct with President Wilson. Elsewhere Oxford still is hit on the death of his only son that he the arrival of King George the Vi delivers medal honor owned by his son. At a time tell position English in precarious situation. But Oxford still is appear not care inside on that, until finally Polly realized it with say Oxford should continue struggle his son who is dead. Oxford back to admission and then meet with Ambassador Big for look for information. Inside the Oxford embassy without on purpose find scarf the same red exactly as used Ferdinand's previous killer. It wasn't long before there is a woman owner scarf that go out from room ambassador which one is big woman that named son. In Oxford look for no origin scarf red owned by son would come over seamstress Kingsman. Seamstress show the only one area in the mountainous region producer cloth. Oxford was with Polly and was outright wrong going to location to use aircraft his. Oxford started to do planned it with plunge 2 on a cliff use parachute. There Oxford finds that video footage used Sun squeeze President America is at with the shepherd. Oxford is trying chase people who bring recording it. He trapped into the room together a bodied man giant and him must against him. Polly and Shola are ready since just now quick to do the action. One by one security succeed disabled his. While Oxford is in dire straits face man giant that several times the knife and sword stuck in his body as if no cause nothing, until finally Oxford was thrown to down by a giant that but he succeed hanging over the edge. Polly soon told Shola for save Oxford young not helpless. Shola with a leap great slash head men giant that until dead. Now enemy already no left again except head the shepherd inside house. They in a manner slowly enter house that, but the shepherd has knowing arrival the men welcome them with shot from gun machine. The shepherd challenged with clash sword one opponent won. Then see shepherd showing exists original who he actually upfront them. What she was surprised that turned out to be that person is Morton's. Morton still just too cheap before fight started. From the sword go out a gun and fired his towards of Oxford. Shola directly jump and hold shot that and about her shoulder. Oxford 2 direct attack Morton and so it happened fight among 2 master swords. Then Morton toss a grenade thrown to direction of Oxford. He reached shield nearby for withhold grenade it. Her body thrown far to the back crash wall would Morton who saw Oxford fall quick came to him. He attack Oxford with how ferocious in a manner put Oxford back down up to the lips cliff. However suddenly one goat direct the horns redeem Morton's thigh. Morton attempted slash goat that however not yet time carried Oxford holds his hand and threw blow to face Morton. Moment Morton one fell Oxford issued Victorian cross and decided scarf that with very incision. Body Morton dive spree slide to lower cliff. Later scenes move to house President America. Seen a waiter deliver a food space American president. When President one take food he saw a film presented together food. In his scene movies it and burned it then he ordered his generals for ready war against Germany. King of England thank love to upper Oxford victory that has achieved England, he be grateful no lucky like another cousin. Tsar Nicholas from Russia is a must dead in hand agent disguised enemy as craftsman portrait. The Gorge King made an effort for deliver the crown to Oxford but Oxford refused and asked Jos meet him in the building seamstress Kingsman at 3 p.m. Oxford spoke in front of the invitees he form organization Kingsman as agent espionage for create a more world peace and effort avoid war.